So I'll go home and get on my Wi-Fi.
Have your heart attack at home.
Or pedal to the hospital and just walk in. Yeah.
But it was mentioned by the people.
Yeah. What would we do without cell phones?
I'll concur with Jason's comments about the weeds, you know, driving around town. It seems to be especially along the Highway 75 corridor. A lot of businesses too. It's just, it's really looks tacky. A little bit of Roundup goes a long ways. And, it'd be nice if they were a little more mindful of it, so. Clark?
Two things. One I brought up 2 weeks ago, and that's tracks at Fourth there by Taco John's and Bellissimo. Are we on that? I mean, are we trying to deal with somebody on that?
Yeah, I don't know if we've gotten a definite answer from the railroad.
But is it their problem?
Or that's
Is it
ours
ours?
issue. They're gonna say it's not our issue.
Can-
They're gonna say their track hasn't gone down.
I know you're gonna think I'm absolutely crazy, but can we cut out a section of concrete and actually go to crushed concrete there so that our surface, those things are atrocious. Those tracks are atrocious. And I don't think it's railroad, it's the railroad. I think it's us. It seems as though our streets have gone up. And if we go to an approach on both sides into a crushed concrete, it's not ideal. People will bitch about it. What's that?
It won't be fun in the winter.
It's cleanable. They're just atrocious. They'll throw you out of your truck. That's number one. I'd like us to look expeditiously at that with Scott Knipe and, you know, whatever you gotta do. I know it's the railroad. Second thing is Mark Sturgeon's comment on the sign. Your club should maybe come up with you're the users. So where you would like to see them and stuff, and I think Greg's right, but get with them. As a user, you guys should know, we need to tell people this is what, I don't know that stuff, okay? Because I'd have to be on a four-wheeler to use the bike trail. That's how much I like.
I'll take that back to him though.
I like a can of beer with me. So anyway, the bottom line is, and then the last one, and this one's serious now, is Highway 75, white paint crossing. We had a tragedy out there. Twice in the last month, I've seen a kid trying to get across that highway, and I hate it. We need a couple designated, whether they use them or not, I can't say. But the bottom line is, if I got them there, we need some designated crossings across 75 from the Bob's, Casey's, Quick Star to the east side. We need some safety crossings there. It's dangerous, and I've seen it, and it makes me cringe. So,
We're not on that committee, are we? But
No, we're
is
not.
that on their agenda?
It is
No, we
now.
can talk about it. I mean, so there's two committees gonna meet this week, Thursday and Friday, I think, to talk about that study. Okay, that came,
right.
that was done.
Right here.
All right. You know, I don't know if, simply what we've done down here by the ice cream parlor, what we've done up by the pool,
In the school.
what we've done over by the school, where you push the button, lights start flashing.
That's what I'm thinking.
Right.
I don't know how ideal, Clark, that is, you know, and I don't know who to ask, to do that on a 4-lane highway.
Okay.
How about 3 lanes?
It might be,
There goes my
it might be a better solution if it were shrunk down to 3 lanes.
Actually, 3 lanes causes blind spots. I think it'd almost be worse.
Well, 4 lanes is causing blind spots.
Well, it is, but when you designate, okay, you know what, let's look at
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Let's just leave it at that. Let's look at it because seriously, you go up through, and Laverne, Minnesota is a perfect example. You got you got 75 running through Laverne, and they got crossings that are well lit, and when those lights are on, you dang well better be paying attention. And I've seen it a few times where there's a kid trying to get across or working to get here. I'm thinking, wow. So
So are you, just so I'm clear, are you saying between Taco John's and Bob's Drive-In, like between those lights?
yeah, somewhere in
That-
there, we get an area in there where it seems to always be is by the insurance. It always seems to be right in there from the old flower shop across the insurance is where I'm seeing, and I think that's generally where I've seen it. I'm not saying they're gonna use it, but you know what? If we've got one there, they can. Because Taco John's and Quick Start versus the country store and Bob's, that's a long distance, and a kid needs somewhere in there. Coming east, west, west, east, I'm very uncomfortable with that, so it's just put it on your radar, that's all I'm saying. That's it, thank you.
Brian?
I would just like to expand on one thing Mark brought up about 4th Street and the bike lane between the fairgrounds and the municipal park, the pit. The road gets smaller and your bike lane just disappears.
It's not well lit either.
So we could just add like a 18-inch shoulder and make that the bike lane. Because that 4th Street has a bike lane all the way from 18th Street to 12th Street, all the way down, except for the last 2 blocks.
So you mean add a section from the fairgrounds up to the
pit.
okay? I mean, a strip of concrete. Probably a little wider than 18 inches, but.
Well, whatever it needs to be.
Bike tires, all that. Okay.
Makes sense. Mike?
Nothing.
Okay. I don't have anything either, other than the comments I made, so,
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
motion and second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?